Good morning. Welcome to all the participants joined in the daily virtual program on work-life balance conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. We have with us this resource person, Mr. Prasanna BH, and our mentor and guide, Mr. Deepak Khanduri. Over here, we welcome you both in this virtual program on work-life balance conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. Right now, I am handing over the session to Mr. Deepak Khanduri for introduction of Mr. Prasanna BH, and thereafter handing over the session to Mr. Prasanna BH for further proceeding. Over to Mr. Deepak Khanduri.
Thank you and very good morning to all. Today we have Mr. B.G. Prasanna, who holds a postgraduate engineering degree from IIT Delhi and is a senior information technology and environmental consultant. He has worked at companies such as IBM, Wipro, GE Medical Systems, etc. in leadership positions. He has also held executive level positions in two medium-sized IT companies and was heading their India operations. To sustain his keen interest in working with nature and contribution to society, he started Welfare Harvesters, a company specializing in field of rainwater harvesting and solar energy utilization. He has also partnered in MEOH Tech LLP, a company which is working in the areas of promoting methanol economy. He is a keen spiritual aspirant, a member of Heartfulness Institute, a certified trainer of the Heartfulness system, and is committed to his spiritual quest under the Heartfulness system of meditation. He has undertaken many research initiatives on benefits of heartfulness meditation, prediction using AI/ML algorithms, and has published many articles in PubMed indexed journals. With this, I hand over the session to Mr. B.G. Prasanna for his presentation today.
Thank you, Dr. Samit, and thank you, Mr. Deepak. A very warm welcome to this session on work-life balance. So today we'll consider playing a video of where Daji along with Mr. Dr. Ichak Adizes, who's one of he runs an organization called the Adizes Institute, which is one of the most well-known organizations in management consulting and advises many times the presidents of Brazil, US, and many other countries, many Latin American and ex-USSR countries on forming the teams under the president's office, the prime minister's office, etc. So it's a very high-level management consultant. So he has been in a conversation with Rabia Daji on how spirituality and management can be integrated. I thought this video will be very, very useful to the entire audience here because it combines the best management practices and ensures how the spiritual practice can benefit it further. So without much delay, I'll start playing the video. So let's listen to him. After that, we can discuss and have a few questions.
If we don't develop the heart,
There is no sound. There is no sound.
It's like I have fulfilled my hunger. Right? It is one level of dimension. But having quenched my thirst or satisfied my hunger.
Sorry about that.
My work takes me big.
Does it satisfy me emotionally? So contentment belongs to various dimensions. Right? Now, let me put it this way. Some people say mind is your enemy. Some people say ego also is your enemy. But none of these are enemies. Knife is your enemy. It depends how you use it. Right? Mind, when used properly, it's your biggest friend, your best friend. Ego, though people say it's very bad, but if you didn't have ego, you cannot progress in life either. If some sort of lethargy or some sort of false contentment comes which belongs to different level, bring it back. Just try to understand what sort of contentment, where from it is coming. I have to keep on advancing. Similarly, people think that making money is so full of greed and so full of, bad elements, but it depends on you, how you take it. If good-hearted people stop making money, what will happen to the world? It will be managed by the bad elements. So many people are not entering politics because same problem. Bad people, how can I go in? I'm such a saintly guy. They'll chew me up, they'll finish me. But then if good people don't enter politics, if good people don't make money, if good people say remain contented with their professionalism, only bad doctors will flourish, bad business people will flourish, bad politicians will flourish. The responsibility is on good people. So I wish you don't feel contented with all that. Be restless to serve the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You answered my question so well.
Thank you.
Can I give my?
Oh, please, sir.
Because I have a different. Because I struggled with the same thing for a long time. First, I have a problem with the word spirituality. What does it mean to be spiritual? For me, spiritual is how much you care. For what do you care? If you care only for yourself, you're not that spiritual, But if I care now for my clients and I care for their environment and I care for, because the word spirit is God, God is spirit. So the more, and God cares for everybody. So if I can care for everybody, I'm approaching God. I'm getting close enough. So for me, it's not the difference between life and spirituality. You find your spirituality in your what you do. I give an example which is for me, what kind of keeps me going. I saw a restaurant that had a big sign on the wall. We will not feed you food we don't feed our children. If you love me as much as you love your children, to me it was a spiritual restaurant. If you have an executive and he tells me about the product he has, and I ask him, honestly, if you were a customer, would you buy this product? He says, absolutely not. He's not spiritual. He's taking care only for himself. But if you care for your customer, you're a little bit more spiritual. How far do you care? That is to me spiritual. Am I wrong? All right, because I want to define the word spiritual. Otherwise, some people believe spiritual is to go to church, pray for 20 minutes, and they go home and screw everybody. They're very spiritual, they read the book.
That is religion.
श्री कृष्णायन देसी गौरक्षा शालाम वर्तमान
Pranam Daji, Dr. Edizes. It is an extension of the question that Doctor just asked. If we are accepting ourselves or what's happening in the organization, then how does one move towards change. And sometimes apparently logical mind tells you you don't accept things, then only you can change. But it leads to some inner resistance or conflict and the whole thing messes up. So how do we resolve this?
You want to take it up?
Thank you. What is that?
Go ahead.
First, differentiate between self-acceptance and acceptance of the situation. They're two different things. Because if you don't accept yourself, all the energy which is limited is fighting yourself. You have no energy to fight the situation. The moment you accept yourself, I am who I am. Now I have all my energy to change the situation. Because you're putting it together as accepting myself means accepting the situation. Absolutely not. I accept who I am. I'm at peace with myself that I'm not perfect. Now let's go and change the world.
Acceptance and contentment. They exist on similar plane. I answer with the belief that you have really accepted the situation and there is no room for a change. But is it really, have you really accepted yourself? Or the situation, or the story of contentment? If you have really truly accepted the situation or you're the way you are, in a real authentic sense, then there is no need to change. If you are really content, truly speaking, putting your hands on your heart and say, I'm really content, then I must congratulate you. So we have to really analyze ourselves and say, am I accepting situation or myself as I am? Or am I shortchanging myself?
Wait. This is different from what I was saying. Because you're looking at the person, I was looking at the company. So that's different.
Yes.
And for that, I agree with Taji. But by adding one more word, I accept myself what I'm now, but doesn't mean I cannot improve. I know that I can improve. Because if I don't accept myself, I might be losing a lot of energy fighting myself. I'm no good. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm guilty of this. When I have no energy to change. I'm okay. Now, what do we do to improve?
And that really is the expansion of consciousness that we talk about. Next question. Yeah.
Namaste, Daji. Namaste, Dr. Aziz. I'm Anokhi, and yes, I'm a heartfulness yoga trainer since two to 3 years. And I have my own yoga classes in Europe where I teach yoga to 10 to 15 students in every class. Sometimes there's a lot of fear, self-doubt, a lot of resistance when I'm conducting my yoga events. How do I keep myself away from these doubts and keep going and keep establishing my yoga business all throughout Europe?
Now, as far as fear and other things are concerned, they will always be there as long as you have the expectations, right? So, and it's not that one should not have expectations because, in Gita they say, Lord Krishna, Karmanyavadhikaraste mahaphaleshu kadachanam, right? You have a right upon your action, but not there of the fruits. But in his times, when he spoke this, he meant karma as endeavor or an effort to realize the ultimate. I can work towards it, I can have my tapasya going on, but it's up to the Lord to grant me the ultimate realization. Now, if I had to go to Bombay, I have to buy a ticket, either a train ticket or somehow I'll have to make arrangements to reach to my destination. I'll have to work, I'll need money, right? So there, the goal is in my mind. To make money is the means, through which I'll be attaining that destination, reaching that destination. That in those days was known as shrama. Shram means to work physically, mentally. These are the realms of shrama. When you talk of spiritual achievement, it is called karma. So meanings of the word changes. And what is so wrong about expecting a success in your material world? There is nothing wrong. But as long as you are thinking of success, expecting it, there will always be the fear. It is good, actually. I tell you why. Recently, I was asked a question. I was addressing some students who are doing PhD in agriculture. And one of the professors asked me, Kamlesh bhai, is it possible to remove the stress from the students before exams through meditation? I said, yes, definitely. But why do you want to remove the stress? Stress is good for them. If they are not stressed up, they will never study. And if you, as a business owner or whatever, if you don't have a little bit of stress, you'll relax and you'll fail. So, and this is what I like to call it the eustress. This doctor can explain what eustress means. EUST. It means it's a beneficial stress, beneficial fear. So stress is good. And I wish you lots of stress.
Thank you, Raji. Thank you.
You touched a nerve in my case because I still live my life with fear, but two different kind of fears. Here I think you're talking about fear of not being successful. That's one fear. In my case, I had the fear of dying because I'm a Holocaust survivor and I saw death with my eyes. There are two different ones. Fear from not being successful, which I also had, I resolved that by redefining what is success. If you define success achieving a goal, you will always be a failure because the bloody goal moves, you know. As you approach, it moves. There is a beautiful Brazilian song, the horizon does not exist. It moves all the time. He's successful because he mastered himself. Can I master myself? That is success. Never mind the goal there. Am I doing my best? Am I doing my best? Am I doing my best? How can I be better? How can I be better? How can I be better? More spiritual, more giving, overcome my ego, which is pretty big. This is success. So if you define it that way, you cannot be a failure because you're doing your best. The other fear of death, I overcome it by experiencing it. Because when you're experiencing, you find out it's not so bad. I discovered life after life. So I said, you know what? Not so bad. And what we do for companies as well. I do with companies. Oh, I have this fear. I said, okay, close your eyes. Imagine you failed. Imagine you failed. So what happened? Not the end of the world. So that's how I say it. When you experience it, you overcome it.
Thank you very much. So from what Daji said, one thing related to me, we sent a New Year card in Adizes. May you have bigger problems next year than you had this year.
That you can overcome.
Then the tagline below is that you can successfully overcome. Then it becomes a blessing. So a little stress is good, a little challenge is good. Okay, so who's next? If you can have some of the guests also. Yeah, sure. You want to go?
In any organization, whether it is government, political, or business, to manage change, grooming the team next to you or the next gen becomes very important. Can you please throw some light on how to get going grooming? Thank you.
Get going with grooming means get going with grooming. See, don't stop. Question is the other person ready to learn? And that you cannot help. Only thing that works to me is showing a carrot. This is in brief. In yoga also, imagine at the end of meditation, there was no peace or samadhi. Who would meditate? Find out why that person should learn to groom under your leadership. What is in it for the other person? I think this is a solid management question. I leave it to Dr. Adizes to share your ideas of how to groom the next generation of leaders within the company.
How to groom?
Groom means prepare them to take over your position.
Oh. Usually people say they should take over when they're ready. And I say, in order to be ready, they have to take over because they have to experience it. You cannot be ready reading books. You have to do it. So what I will say is the following. Let them start doing, but never make them do this way. Sales president. What do you know about production? Those never deliver on time. What do you know about money? They never have money. No. You prepare them this way. Let him start at the bottom. Really at the bottom. To work the machines, to sweat the machines like a worker, to understand what the workers go through. Then move him to be in sales. Oh my God, it's so difficult to sell. Then move him to finance. Oh my God, there's the finance. Go like this. By the time they come to the top, they experience everything and they understand everything. Number one. Number two, I would not let my children, I did my mistake. To bring your own children to take over right away. Because in my experience, maybe it's not your experience, your different culture, children want to shine. They want to show that they're capable. When they're under you, they're in your shadow. And then they start really feeling, I recommend to my clients, send your children to work somewhere else first. Let them shine there. Then when they feel, I can do it, now you bring them and make them go. Make them work, not observe, work. Prove yourself in every level. And if you're not capable of proving yourself, better be an owner, let somebody else manage. Who's next?
Have you ever tried integrating meditation or meditative practices, because that kind of shines the intuitive abilities and inner wisdom into the training program? And do you have any case study which you can share?
I wish I could bring it to companies. Yes, I wish. As a matter of fact, I'm guilty. I'm not trying hard enough. In my opinion, before we start the meeting, we do calm down. I tell everybody, be on time. And maybe we go around the room and everybody has to say, how do you feel about the meeting we are going to have? Why? Because usually in the hectic world we live in, the body comes to the meeting, but the mind is somewhere else still. So I have to bring the mind where the body is. And my way of doing it is ask, how do you feel about the meeting? Feel, how do I feel? Then I have to bring my mind to where body is. Maybe by doing meditation, I can do that.
So maybe the India Office of Adizes can lead the way, because we do it. And I think it's working.
It's easier for you. I'll tell you why. Because this is a cultural meditation is acceptable. If I go to an American company, all peace, all these gringos, let's meditate.
No, I disagree with you.
Oh, good.
I tell you why. People have this wrong impression that the Indian people are easily susceptible to meditation. No. They like to go easy way. They have a murti or a statue, to namaskaram, recite one or two mantras or slokas, God is where he is and he is into business. To carry that consciousness, that awareness of godly presence, which is meditation, who wants to bring it at meeting level? How many are interested in that? But since you're all inclined towards meditation, try it and see, because years of business that I've done also as a student and also as a family person and also now as the president of Sri Ramchandra Mission, I get guided from within. As a student, I knew exactly what to read, what to skip, and I was able to understand things faster and in depth. So whenever there is a meeting, meditate, not half hour or 1 hour, at least for 5 minutes, close your eyes, let them visit and revisit the agenda of the meeting. So all are very clear why they were called for and what to expect from the meeting. If you like, you can recite the agenda of the meeting and then let all meditate, pause, and then you begin the meeting.
Master,
So,
what is the minimum time for acceptable meditation? Because, by the way, I'm really guilty. I'm going to try. But if I know, I'm thinking myself, go to the American company. They're all in a P mode. Everybody there watching their iPhone. Everybody. Let's do a half an hour meditation.
not
I'm out. What is the minimum that is acceptable?
and try 5 minutes to start with
5 minutes. That I can do.
for the meeting.
No, that I can do. That I can do. But I have to insist that they all come on time. Because, we start, somebody arrives.
It's okay. They will miss out, and then you will understand that, look, those who are already present and those who underwent these 5 minutes of introspection, they were better off at responding and understanding the meeting. To the others, it will look too foreign, and they will look so foolish.
How do I develop self-discipline to do it every day? Because I have so many things to do. My head is rushing so much. I skip too many times. And the evening, I'm so tired not to do cleaning.
You go to sleep.
I go to sleep.
It's okay.
I really would love to develop that self-discipline, which I don't have in anything. You can see I have no discipline in anything. What do you do? How do you develop self-discipline?
You got to love it first.
Loving.
Got to love it. Now it's a catch-22 situation. You see, to me, more than a practice, what is most important is the attitude one develops toward the practice. Even if you do it 5 minutes, it doesn't really matter. But that longing, that restlessness, that craving that one must have in the heart, that's what matters. Revisit your romantic days of teenage times. You dated your friend and you're waiting at the theater, and if you're a boy, you will reach there 1 hour before the girl would come there. Right? So much of restlessness to see your beloved. 1 hour before you'll be there at the theater. And 5 minutes before that, the world will end. Keeps on phoning, whether you will see come. And then settles down. See. Restlessness. And when you have tremendous restlessness and you close your eyes, you'll be transported to the highest level of condition in less than 2 minutes. Then you won't have to meditate for 1 hour. So, to me, how you spend rest of your day, your 23 hours, say your 1 hour of practice, the quality of practice, the attitude.
So quality more than quantity. I want to say something that I'm impressed with you, Daji. I've been watching you all the time. You are so what works. All your recommendations are not dogmatic. Has to be half an hour because the book says half an hour. You said, start with 5 minutes. Mutual trust and respect and love. Start with mutual trust and respect. You're very what works in the right direction. And I think if we can follow that, that's a great instruction. Because some people are A's, you know. They follow the manual, although they're going against the wall. What works in the right direction? Because some of us, what works in the wrong direction. No. What works in the right direction? Flexibility. So I thank you.
Thank you.
Something to learn.
So, yeah, sure. Rahul?
So why is that we are seeing so many Indians rising up the corporate leadership ladder in globally? Is it coincidental or can there be anything contextual also?
I have a problem with understanding.
He said why so many Indians are
what?
why so many Indians are leading in the corporate world all across the globe.
For the same reason why so many women are leading now many corporations. And the common denominator is I. I think the whole developed world, is not so important anymore. Because we have so much abundance. What is more important now, what's growing in importance is I. That's why women are taking over the world. We men are PE. Women for generations have to keep the family together. They're I. And we are falling apart. So women have the capability to listen, to integrate. That's why they're coming up. Same thing with Indians. Indians have a lot of I. Anywhere in the world, if you drive like you drive here, you kill each other. Here, they smile, keep going, you know. You have a lot of I.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So just a second. I want to continue a little bit. It's very important. That's why I break it down. Okay? If we look at the development of humanity, we started as chimpanzees. The strongest chimpanzee was a leader. Then we became a nomadic society. The strongest hunter was the leader. Then we became an agricultural society. The one with the most cows and the most sheep or whatever was the leader. What is the common denominator? Muscle, power, dominance. Yes? Then came the Industrial Revolution. What came into the play? The brain. Now you have to plan and to budget and to hire and to fire and supply chain. Industrial society is power and brain. Now we live in a post-industrial society. Power is not so important, muscles. Let the Chinese do the work, you know. Let the Indians do the work, you know. Brain. The biggest company, transportation company in America, does not have one car, no muscle. Computer information. What is it called? Uber. The biggest hotel in the world does not have one hotel. Airbnb. What do they have? Computer information. All brain. Israel. 63% of Israel desert. No oil, no nothing. Desert. What do they have? Brain. The brain is on its way out, my friends. Artificial intelligence, quantum computers. So what is the future? My dear friend, hard. If we don't develop, listen to me, I'm really kind of emotional about it. That's why I'm here. If we don't develop the heart, the future is Nazi Germany. Worse. Lots of power, lots of brain, no heart. Now with nuclear bombs and no heart, we are cooked. Unless we develop the heart. That's why heartfulness has a role, my friends. I see too many Indians, I don't see enough Westerners. I want to see more Westerners. I want to see more people here, leaders of the world coming here. We don't have much time lost. We have to develop the heart as fast as possible or we are cooked. And what is heart? That's why people that have are coming up because people say that's what we need, that's what we need. People realizing it, that's what we need. But we need to feed it. We need to nourish it. We have to develop it. Because I is very vulnerable. He kills it in no time.
Lovely.
Okay. Apart from a deep, deep gratitude to Dr. Dezis for having taken time out from a personal visit, and you did it with all heart. So earlier it was how many hours can he put? And we were saying maybe 2 hours. But when he came here, the environment transformation said, I want to do all of it. And then we said, okay, let's see how it goes. And Daji, thank you very much. He has taken time out from other things that he's doing, and there's a lot of pressure on his time, but he wanted generally to be with all of you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I think there was a lot of information for thought. We need to think over whatever was discussed. You can find it on the YouTube also. Please feel free to listen to it in case you want to re-listen to it. Without much time, I think let's get into meditation. If you have any questions, we can take it towards the end of the meditation session. So let's get into meditation. For those who may be attending the first time, if we just close our eyes, sit comfortably, close our eyes, and pay attention to our heart. We don't focus on the heart, we just pay attention to the heart with an idea that there is a light in the heart, a divine light in the heart, the source. We meditate on the light in the heart, the source of the light in the heart. And then we get a lot of thoughts. The moment you're aware you're thinking of something else, don't try to fight the thought, don't try to enjoy it if it's a good thought. Just let it go and bring your attention back to the heart. Again, it's a very passive process, no concentration at all. Just put your attention to the heart, wait for the light, the source of the light. Okay, let's begin meditation. After about 20 minutes, I'll say, that's all. We can open our eyes that time. Let's begin meditation. That's all. Before you open your eyes, pay attention to your heart and see if you can notice any changes in yourself. How are you feeling before and after the meditation? Is there peace, calmness, joy, whatever? Just make a note of it. If you have a piece of paper, make a note of it on a piece of paper. Otherwise, make a mental note of it to see how this past 16, 17 minutes of meditation has changed in us. What has changed in us? Just make a mental note. We'll give it a couple of minutes and then open our eyes. Yeah, we can open our eyes now. There are a few questions on the chat box. I'll just take one or two of them. Why is introspection important to achieve work-life balance? Well, I think during the video also it was made clear saying that once we try to go inside ourselves and see what are we trying to achieve in our work and in our personal life, we get clarity on what we need to do. This introspection time is basically to help us understand what is important for us. What is it that I'm trying to achieve in my work and in my personal life? I think that's where introspection really helps. That's why Daji suggested we should do it 5 minutes before anything we start. Give it a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, and say, why is it that I'm trying to do this? What is the outcome of this? What do I expect from it? How do I make it work better? That's where introspection can help. The second question is why we have to set a clear boundary between work and personal life. It's not always necessary to draw the boundary. You know, it is like having two kids. Which kid do you give more attention to? The one which wants the attention, which needs the attention. Suppose one kid is not well. You may ignore that kid which is well and put all your time on the kid which is not well. Similarly, we have a professional life, we have a personal life. If something needs more attention, we need to give that more attention. So the boundary is very conceptual, you know, contextual also. Some contexts need the boundary to be more biased towards a personal life. Like suppose there's a family function, somebody's getting married, or we are getting married, or we are having a child, somebody is not well. We need to give more time to a personal life. While in the sense the tax returns have to be filed, we have to pay more attention to professional life. So I think it's very contextual, but it's important to recognize that context and divide our time based on that, draw the boundary there. I think that's very important. What are the activities that promote mental and emotional well-being? There's a Greek saying which says in corpore sano, insano in corpore sano, which means a healthy mind in a healthy body. That was the Greek concept of it. But the Indian concept says if you have a healthy mind, your body is also healthy. So I think to promote mental and emotional well-being, we need to strengthen our mind, we need to strengthen our body, and meditation and exercises, regular exercises, diet, all this is very important. So to answer the question in brief, we need to ensure that our mind is taken care of through meditation, etc. And the body is also taken care of through regular exercises and diet. What do we do to support work-life balance? Yeah, I think Daji mentioned it somewhere. We have to love what we do. If we love our work, it will help us do our better. If we love our families, it will help us get that balance. So I think once we start loving what to do, either in the professional life or in the personal life, that's important. I think we need to give it the right, put it in the right place and understand what is it that is important for me. the balance will automatically set in. I think with that, I would like to close the session. Let's meet tomorrow at 10:30 again. Dr. Samit, if you want to add something, please feel free.
We are thankful to Mr. Prasanna Krishna for deliberating on the various aspects of the work-life balance management. And we are thankful to each and every participant join this virtual program on work-life balance. We are conducting the virtual work-life balance program from Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. and on Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. So all are once again requested to join this virtual program on work-life balance program on regular basis. Last but not least, we are thankful to Heartfulness for providing this platform to the members at large. Thanks to all. With this, we conclude the today's session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.